All right. Looking good. Let's get this kicked up here. Fine, that was fun. Waking up, waking up. Thirsty. We need to make our way over. Oh, hello, random person. Gotta get some food and drink. What's up, Cheetah? Watch your success vid on hauling in 4-1. Looks promising. I'll do hauling test also. Hell yeah. Good to hear it. I also did some recording last night that I'll probably make into kind of a concise playing video. I managed to stack, or I grabbed about, 6 to 8 contracts all at the same time. Basically all the direct solars and interstellars that would go to all the stations and gateways. And I just kept grabbing them and ran a loop. So I was probably carrying 4 or 5, 3 to 5 missions at the same time. And completed them without issue up till like contract 9. And then I noticed issue when I tried grabbing one of the missions where you picked up from 2 different locations. Like you had to pick up from Tressler and Seraphim to take it to Everest. That's when it would start to mess up. So I suspect that the problems will be with the missions you have to pick up from 2 different regions, which as Whole Sea players isn't something we'll do much. It was just because I only had, the junior and rookie and I guess now member ranked missions. But I got up to like 10 missions without issue. Trying to see if my buddies are popping in. I see that they're in the PTU. Let me see if they see me. Yes. Here. Here. Awesome. There we go. But yeah, very promising. And I just noticed there's an update this morning to the 4.1 PTU, so I'm going to do even more Whole Sea testing, especially focusing on stacking those missions. Because I am really, really happy with what I'm seeing. And I just really hope it carries over, because I'm definitely hyping it up a bit with my PTU success. And last thing I would want to do is be a bummer for people if they try it in live when it goes live and it ends up falling apart. But we'll see. I'll be playing it live as soon as it does as well. and probably giving some tips and tricks to things I've learned with the whole C and testing in the PTU. Try to make life a little bit less stressful for those who want to use that ship. Come on, elevators, what are you doing? We're in EU Shard 200 right now because I joined in on my buddy Captain Kuza, and I think Tail Ace is in here as well. They're up to something. Man, these elevators might be... This server just might not be good right now. Hey, there we go. Just had to talk about it. It woke up. Alright. Not really sure what to... or what we might get into on this stream. Was planning to see about using the whole sea as like a depot for VHRTs and like collecting all the scrap, copper and chromium and everything, and seeing if we could transport it to a cargo station for our own goods rather than doing like hauling missions and such. Let's see, what do we have here? Yes, first off, I think we're at, oh yeah, hey, look at that, we're at Pyro Gateway. That's helpful. I should definitely take a bunch of those drinks with me then. Oh, we'll do it inside of the hangar. That makes more sense.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Means I should be in the cat. Yep, there it is. So where's the whole seat chilling? Her L1. Okay. So we'll head back there.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been pleased.
Do our little trick so it doesn't eat our ship.
Welcome.
Give it 3 to 4 seconds. And then we'll go ahead and... Oh no. Immediately in claim status on the pad? Really? So we're gonna have to go down there and see what happened. Hopefully it's not like inverted or messed up. We'll see. I was gonna get dual Virpil flight sticks, but actually might try the Thrustmaster Sol R1 flight sticks. It's not so rigid and designed for space sims. Brand new. So, oh sweet, cat's in the pad. I have not seen the Sol R1s. I honestly, so my first flight sticks were the Thrustmaster, the T16Ks, and man, I went through probably 5 or 6 because the Z-axis was, I don't remember exactly the issue it had. It had something to do with the sensor, the accelerometer, or something inside it, to where no matter the dead zone I set, even up like to a 99 dead zone, it would still walk on the Z-axis, which would cause my ship to strafe up or down or whatever. So I ended up always losing the Z-axis of my left stick or my right stick, and that was really frustrating. So hopefully the Sol R is a fix to that. I need to check those out. I haven't seen them. I'm actually running with the dual VKB NXT Evos. My left stick being the Omni, which is tilted at about a 45 degree, which I like. I am curious about VKB's new space sim throttle. They're the STG, I think is what it's called. You know, it's got an actual button for mining laser, for space brake and everything. We'll see. But I'll have to look into those Sol Rs. I'm curious to how those are. What's the price point on those? Because I think the dual T16Ks were about $200, 250 bucks. I know the VKBs, they're about $175 per stick. But the quality improvement is pretty substantial compared to the Thrustmaster. I've got one Virpil. It's just on my desk. It sits really, really high. And I really wanted the synergy of the dual VKBs. But I've got the Virpil chilling for the day that I might use it. Oh yeah, can I fit all? No, definitely can't fit all that. I didn't realize we were actually at Pyro and I already have like 500 of these. Let's see if I can bring like 30 with me. Yeah, we can fit like 30. Cool. 250 each can be swapped left and right with modules. They aren't released yet, mid-April. All right, yeah, brand new. Okay, so they are a step up. 250 each is even more than the VKBs. Woo! Hey, Big Bad Berry. Yeah, I know technically for the drinks you only need 2. For me, it's a personal issue. I don't really care to do that unless I really have to. I like to play as intended versus the whole trick with infinite refills. but I'll do that if I absolutely must. But I mean, these drinks in this game are so cheap that I don't mind just doing it right, so to speak. But yeah, I will definitely have to check out those Solars and see what those are like. Hopefully they're strong and don't have any of the Z-axis issues, because that was my only real complaint with the Thrustmaster T16Ks. They're a really great starter flight stick. They weren't very reliable for me. But I know a couple of people that played with them and had no issue the whole time. It might have just been my bad luck, but I definitely enjoy the VKs. They've been pretty great. I actually like the base selections on the VKs compared to the 16Ks a lot better. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I got all my tractor rifles on board. Hell yeah. Let's get over to her L1 where the whole C's chilling. I will have to check that out. Nobody reviews them. Watch his review. Sweet. Hey, Big Bad, just got your VKB. Hell yeah. How you liking it, man? You got the desk mount, so I just purely got, could probably actually pick it up and show you guys since I'm not like hard mounted in. I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but yeah. So this is what I'm rocking. You know, the NXT, the Evo with the standard base station, but I love this. I love the landing gears here. My mining laser power is here since it's got that fine control. I also don't know if this is coming through on stream. Like expanding the whole C, retracting the whole C, everything else. But yeah, I love this thing. It's great. And then I have basically the same thing on the other side. It's just it's tilted or slants, which I can't pull that one out far enough because of my cables. So apologies. Put that wire back or it's gonna drive me crazy. There we go. Like I'm sitting kind of like catty cornered in my desk, or like directly cornered, so like my monitor isn't in the corner itself, so kind of limits my space a little bit, but it provides really good positioning for the light sticks and all. And oh, Nobafire YouTuber, awesome. Yeah, I will check that out for sure. That's okay, sweet. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure I got all of it together because it came together. I'd want to say it was about 200 for the whole stick. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I spent a lot more and I don't remember. That's because I'm not very responsible sometimes. Alright. Come on, let me out of here. What are you doing? Oh, we're at Pyro, yep. So I need to check and see if Pyro Gateway's bug is fixed where you have to actually go through your MFDs to hail. MFDs or your comms F11. For some reason my request button on my stick doesn't work here. It's like the only place it doesn't. Did those doors close yet? No, they're still busted. Dang. Cat's having a rough morning. That's what it is. Alright.
Fuel is at 100%.
Yeah, it's repaired now, but I'm gonna have to store the ship and bring it back up for those doors to actually work properly. It's the same with the Taurus cargo bay, but it is what it is. We had some fun doing some VHRTs in the cat yesterday. Have a video of that coming out soon. Alright. Just showing off how tough this caterpillar is and how fun it is to get a full crew in the cat. We got a good full load to Pyro. Took on 2 Carracks. I mean, we were definitely not getting the good RNG yesterday with regard to the VHRTs. We're getting all the small ships. We had a Carrack with 2 Hurricanes and a Vanguard guarding it, so that was stressful. There were only maybe once or twice where our shields got down enough that damage started to get through, so I mean, it was really tough. I did more damage at one point because we were over at one of the weapons test sites on Hurston, above Magda, I want to say, and I lost track of where we were because we were deep in the debris field, and we came in contact with some station debris a little bit too fast, and that did more damage to us that night than any damage from the other ships managed to get through. And we still survived. You know, the nose got a bit red. We had to touch down and repair, but it made us all pucker up a little bit. Yeah, Noble Fiber talks specifically about how the dead zone helps or hinders space sim specifically. Yeah, you know, maybe, and that kind of speaks to, from the outset at least, to maybe lessons learned on the T16 case. Because I enjoyed them as sticks. I mean, I was stubborn and tried to use them for years because, you know, there are all these workarounds and such. But when I kept having the same problem on that particular stick, especially in Star Citizen, and particularly left my strafing up and down, because I've always bound strafe up and down to the rotation of my left stick, which feels even better on this Omni with the way it's tilted, because rotating back essentially is what takes me up, and the rotating forward is what takes me down. And I really like the feeling, or just kind of the natural sense that comes with that. Let's see what's going on over here. If I don't hear anything back from the guys, I will probably hop into the PTU once we land, since we got an update, and do some more Hull C testing. I had the Airbus stick better than the T16. Haven't heard of that one either. I got a few sticks I need to look up. Not that I plan on buying anything else for a while. I'm definitely the kind of personality that's a bit of a, I don't know if loyalist is the right word, but when I end up getting something, I tend to stick to it until it really gives me a reason not to, which is I think what sort of bit me in the rear with the T16s, because I was really determined to use them. Thrustmaster Airbus. Yeah, I'll have to take a peek at that too. Yeah, when I decided it was time to get back into Star Citizen, I basically just asked my buddies in my org, like, hey, what sticks do you guys really love and trust that isn't quite a Verpal, but is better than a T16? And they're all VKB boys, so I jumped in on that train. I'm a sucker for the new shiny, so I may grab those sticks to see if it works. Yeah, I can't blame you. I look forward to hearing what you think about those sticks as well. Yeah, you too. Okay, I'm not crazy, Big Bad. Yep, that was my problem. It was the rotation. It would always go out on the T16s. So it sounds like the Sol Rs are probably their upper tier, maybe lessons learned, but with regard to space games. Because I know, typical flight sim, you don't deal with all three axes of movement. You don't have to worry about Z-axis as much, because everything is controlled by your resistance against atmosphere. I myself will very much likely be getting those, or the new VKB space throttle when it comes out. Yeah, I need to remove that speed limit setting for landing gear because it's starting to annoy me a bit. I don't have it on in the PTU, and I've gotten used to not having it. This just takes forever. Come on, big girl. Let's get in there. Back. Depth perception throws me off a bit. I always feel like I'm a little too far forward. Let's see. We're well within elevator parameters this time. I want to double check that we're all repaired up. That way when I store her, she gets her door functions back. Go ahead and refill. Alright. Yeah, alright, Big Bad. You are, or Big Bad Barry. Oh, I can just call you, Barry. Hey, that's cool. I know somebody named Barry. You're basically, preaching to the choir. That's what I went through. I probably had a total of like 5 of those sticks when you only need 2. And, yep, I had the same issue every time. It drove me nuts. Because I would compensate for it for a while or just like unbind the Z-axis and make it happen. But it totally killed my ability to fly properly, especially if I was dealing with any kind of combat or fine control from mining. I was like, this is not how this should be. What the hell? Oh yeah, Cheetah, I'm real curious now too. I fly with one right stick and love it, but thinking of getting my Omni left. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, Barry, I would check out the new STG or whatever, the space throttle that VKB is coming out with, because it's basically built to be a space flight stick. I am excited for it. because it has all the same like strafe left, right, up, down, like the way it's built, but it's styled like a proper throttle. Cause like I got the NXT Evo Omni slanted for the purpose of it feeling like a throttle and to see if I would like it, which I do. I do love it. If you get it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. But I kind of wish that, I don't even know if the STG is out yet or whatever. I think it's called the STG. I apologize if not. It's a space throttle from VKB. It'll be very obvious when you see it. They had a YouTube video they put out on it, kind of teasing it. It's like, go figure. I would get my VKB and you guys would come out with this. I think it's going to be probably around the same price. Alright, let's split these off. There we go. Trying to make sure I keep an eye on Discord so I don't miss the guys if they do end up popping in or saying something they might have passed out or went their way. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take our chance then to dive back into the PTU because we got another update. And I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Friday, maybe, that we should be seeing the PTU go live. Well, since they did update it, I am very curious. I wasn't sure we were going to get another update before it actually dropped, but I'm glad they are. They're pushing it to the wire. Which is what I want to see, because there's a lot of good things coming with 4.1, and I really wanted to play well. We got interrupted with server shenanigans when I was trying to do the 10 contract challenge on the whole C, and the live stream and the video that's up on the channel right now, that the thumbnail is whole C fixes, because you can kind of see that aside from the server wonkiness, the whole C was actually performing really well, even to the point where it almost did 3 stacked missions at the end. But I do suspect that, and I can show you guys which missions that I would avoid in the whole C, which if you're ranked up high enough, you're not going to be messing with these missions anyway. This was purely a stress test, but once I started doing the missions where you picked up like 5 or 6 SEU from 2 different locations to take it somewhere, that's when it started to really mess up and start to eat the cargo or not register that it was pulling the cargo. But all the stuff that was like a single commodity pickup from like Magnus to Terra or Everest to Pyro or Seraphim to Baijini, like all those were working, and I did like, I want to say I constantly had 7 or 8 up at the same time, and was picking up. I was just basically running a little loop that isn't exactly optimized yet or anything. Oh, no, I almost saved the character. Load the character. There we go. I almost lost my guy. There we go. But yeah, we'll see. We'll run the loop and mess around with it. Totally gonna be rocking my Trailblazer Trailblazer livery. I may still get a throttle even with the dual stick because I may use the throttle for whole C's and huge ships. Still considering options. Yeah, actually, feel you there on the all-in for immersion aspect. I got a couple of buddies who have full setups with, they have a throttle and dual sticks and a switchboard and things attached to one of their sticks and the other. Like, I am so basic compared to some of my guys. They also have the head and eye tracking, which I do want to get eventually, because I was, especially in a big ship like a Caterpillar or a whole C or like the C2, being able to like look and see around your full window when you're coming up, parking, coming up the stations, that quality of life is going to be amazing. I don't know if you guys have messed with other hauling games or simulators, but like American Truck Simulator, for example, where you're basically in 18-wheelers driving around. Like, I get so into it that I'm setting up my mirrors right, because I don't like to have the virtual mirrors up. I want it to be more like real life. Although depth perception in game can be pretty off with regard to mirrors and such. But like, I like being able to look around the whole cabin, look in my mirrors, check my trailer, all that. And I love doing that with Star Citizen as well, having full view of all my windows. Alright. I want to be able to click on a lever or the throttle to lock. Or, sorry, I want to be able to click a lever on the throttle to lock the limiter, for example. Oh, yeah, to set like a max cruising speed? Is that what you mean? I can definitely see the usefulness there. Alright. What's up, everyone? It was really weird. I got recognized on on the PTU the other day, and it threw me off. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. Hey guys. Alright. Hopefully, I think we bought like 4 Erebus quantum drives too, so we should have at least one ready to go in the whole sea. Yeah, and for acceleration. Yeah, I can see the appeal. In the future, I'll probably end up upgrading my setup to be able to do even more like that. Man, I went the wrong way. How did I do that? Why did I go the wrong way? I think I can just go over here. Yep, there it is. Getting lost in Hurston. Yeah, I want to be able to do a lot more. Have a lot more attached. Probably toward the end of this year, I'll be able to really start upgrading equipment, which would be awesome. I'm probably going to start with the real hardcore stuff, like get my actual PC updated to the 9950X, and probably a 4070 Ti Super running like 96 DDR5 RAM for my editing software for the YouTube channels and all. Really want to kick it up, because I like what I've got. This has been a solid PC for the last few years, but it definitely could use some love. 5950X with a 3060 RTX. I'm running 64 RAM, which is nice, but I need some hardware upgrades for sure. Or needs a strong word. I really want some hardware upgrades. Alright. Cool. Still rocking some cash. Alrighty. And feel free to let me know, guys, how the sound and everything is. I pretty much try to keep all my settings the same, so it shouldn't be much different than any other streams. But sometimes, I caught it today, but sometimes the Xbox game bar or whatever will shoot like Discord volumes way down, and everything else will be all over the place.
Now arriving. Pisa Spaceport. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
Yeah, getting excited for a new computer when the 49ers are shipping again. Yeah, from everything I've heard from my own friends and just doing research on them, the 5000 series cards are just not worth the expense. From what I'm told, the 4070 Ti Super is like one of the best cards you can get your hands on. It's just never in stock. And I finally understand now, as I'm learning more about the stuff, that, you know, like the 70 is better than the 60, the 80 is better than the 70. So like the 4090 you're talking about is supposed to be really good. So that'll be really exciting. You mentioned that you have another channel. What do you post there? Oh, I'm my main YouTube channel that I've had for several years focuses on the advancements of Tesla's self-driving FSD, but from a more real-world scenario. So like I'm actually driving people around for Uber and Lyft, measuring its progress, and I hit it from more of a scientific standpoint, which I enjoyed. Because a lot of people will just be like, hey, look how cool this thing is. Or the other side of their coin is they'll be like, look, this is trying to kill you. And I just, you know, kind of like with the whole sea or anything here, I try to bring you the real side of it. If you're curious, I'll put the channel, you can search for it in chat. I do actively post there as well. That is the channel that I started and is, you know, currently making a little bit of money. But I'm a little outdated, you know, kind of like with my PC. I've got a 2020 Model 3 that is a great car. But it's running 12.6.4 software versus the version 13 stuff that's in the new cars. So that's why before I get my PC, I'm getting the new Model Y. At least that's the plan. And then I'll be relevant again in the self-driving space and just have a really badass new SUV, which I'll be able to do stuff with. And then I will focus on gaming and PC stuff. But yeah, if you're into FSD or Tesla or any of that, you might enjoy that content over there. And there we go. There's the livery I want to use. And same with, you know, YouTube and Twitch. I'm on X, previously Twitter, as all the same things as Cyberlift or Captain Deadwake, spelled the same way. So if you guys are on that platform, you'll find me there. Let's see, do we have... Yeah, we got 3 more Erebus quantum drives. It's an Erebus bargain sale. Let's go. I always like to double check that everything actually did equip. Just because I've been had before. Erebus, yep. Whole Sea Trailblazer, let's go. Let's get the Maggie Sea and have some fun. No, so actually, Hector, because of the fun and, you know, potential success of this, my wife actually mentioned that her and I might do our own offshoot gaming channel where we actually play other games, because like this channel is probably going to be really heavily focused on Star Citizen, but we'll probably get into like our Borderlands, Phasmophobia, any like 2-player games my wife and I can get into. We haven't come up with a channel name or anything specific yet, but you know, keep that in the back of your minds. If you like what I do and you might find that entertaining,
Welcome.
we'll probably do that at some point in the not too distant future. All right, let's bring the Maggie C
Your
up.
vehicle has been replaced for
Not financial advice, but buy and hold Tesla stock. Yeah, again, not financial advice, but feelings aside, with the current state of the U.S., separate from market values, I look currently kind of like in 2020, like March 2020, when everything was falling apart. Like this is like a Black Friday discount, guys. You know, it's rare that you get a chance where everybody's emotions cause a very valuable stock to fall quite low. And again, don't take any of this as financial advice, but in my opinion, from my standpoint, there's been no change to the company's fundamentals in the mission, and progress continues, and yet the stock is going down, down, down. I'm over here like, yes, keep dropping, keep dropping. It's just a discount. It's a beautiful discount. And I'm not like super loaded up on it. I wish I was. I'm not really flush with capital to be able to go crazy like that. I'm trying to make sure I've got my own debts and all paid off, but it's a good time for people who can think outside the box a little bit. I'm really excited to see the whole Cybercab FSD side of things hitting California and Texas by the end of the year, supposedly. I'm here in Florida. I was in California for like the last 10 years, but I've moved back to this wonderful free state, which I'm happy, because I can actually afford a home and actually live a little bit. But I don't know when they're actually going to start betaing the FSD Cybercab stuff here, but I'll be excited to cover that on the other channel when I do. You know, it's kind of funny. I found there's quite a few of my viewers on Cyberlift that, when they found out I play Star Citizen, that they play it too, and they're asking about this channel. So it's kind of a cool, like, I've noticed, oh my gosh, what's the word? Not a crossbreeding, but like a cross-section, I suppose. It's not the word I'm looking for, but my brain's not really functioning the way I want to right now, of people from both sides that, of course, would like both things for the same reason that I do. Alright, hangar's going up. Alright. Hopefully the Maggie C is not upset about being flown again, because she's like, I swear, every time you bring me out, we have a very bad day. You blow me up, you do all these things. We're going to try to just have a good day. Oh, yeah, Cheetah, smart man, smart man. Yeah, I had first gotten about like 5 or 6 shares back in 2020 when the world was collapsing because of the virus. Because I was like, guys, like, it's going to be okay, and this is all going to rebound. So this is just, yeah, I'm absolutely going to buy. But yeah, dude, great idea. I messed up and had a well-established channel and then started posting SE videos, and it messed up my views, so I made an SE-only channel to separate it. Yeah, so that's one thing that I've learned. I'm not, like, you know, the most experienced guy ever or anything, but I got, you know, just over 12,000 subscribers on the Cyberlift channel, and I've had some friends that are in the YouTube space kind of doing several things on a channel, and I noticed that we might have the same subscriber count, but my views are quite a bit higher. And right now my views on the Cyberlift channel are kind of tanked, again, because I'm not as relevant. You know, YouTube's very brutal. So the fact that I don't have the new car and the newest software, it's a bit of a battle. I can still get a couple thousand views a video, but it's tough. But if you diverge from a niche, YouTube hits you pretty hard. It's punishing, and it kind of sucks, because you would expect, like gaming, for example, that a gaming channel in general would just do well because it's gaming. But it's like, no, you gotta focus on a game or a thing about a game, and then the algorithm starts to recommend you and like you, and it's so tedious, dude. That's why I wasn't really expecting this channel to pick up as quick as it did, but it is already outperforming my Tesla content in views, which is crazy to me. So I see that potential, especially the hype is around the hauling stuff, which is what I love to do, the whole sea and everything else. That was exciting as hell. So I was like, alright, cool. This channel, this Captain Deadweight channel, is just going to be purely Star Citizen for that exact reason. Because of how fickle the YouTube algorithm can be. And then, you know, branch off into fun other stuff as it comes. Alright, I'm going to actually, while we're just kind of flying up, I'm gonna grab all the contracts for basically that hauling chain that I was doing. And we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna grab all the I'm not gonna do rookie for XP gain's sake, but I am gonna do both junior and sorry, junior and member. There we go. Seraphim to Everest we'll take. Yeah, I started my channel since 2011, and I diversified. It wrecked my channel, so I'm leaving it with convention stuff. Yeah, it sucks, man. I really wish that diversifying content wasn't so punishing, because, you know, if we like content creation, we typically like to do more than one thing. Like, I've got plans for a YouTube channel that's going to cover my boating side once I get a boat, probably another channel with my dad that's going to cover fishing, and I would love a channel where I can kind of condense all that into one, but that's just not realistic if you want it to actually grow, unfortunately. So there'll be a lot of stuff coming in the future. I will happily tell you all about it as it comes out. There we go. Oh no, that's a rookie mission. Damn it. Well, whatever. We'll do it. Wasn't paying attention there. Let's see. Member, solar. So I also want to grab up anything from the... Okay, cool. So what's nice is at least the interstellar stuff and the station-to-station stuff seems to be lower on the list. That's what I've noticed coming through these. Okay. See, these are the ones we want to avoid. These are the ones that keep bugging me out and causing problems with my loads. It's these where you pick up from one place and drop off to two, or pick up from two other places and drop off to one. But these singles... Well, no, this one too. Nope. Nope. That one's bugged me. There we go. Port Tressler to Seraphim, though. This one should be fine. These are sort of... I'm probably going to do that tips and tricks video with the whole C for 4.1 for people who want to get back into using their whole C. Because maybe I can help save a little bit of pain by showing the things that seem to have worked for me. And hope that it translates to everybody else in the same way. Yeah, these direct solars, I think. Yeah, all these direct solar mediums, all the direct solar missions, they should be good to go. Got Everest to buy Genie there. Those are bounty hunter missions. That's rookie solar, I'd rather not. That's also a Lagrange point. Can't do the Lagrange points in the whole sea. Kind of wish they did have cargo bays, that'd be cool, so we could. Let's see, direct planetary, local small, planetary small, planetary. I know there should be a few more I can do here. Oh, we're seeing a lot more because we're near the Everest loop that I normally do. There should be some member interstellars. There we go. Magnus to Everest. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna zoom this down. Planetary, direct solar? Nope. I mean, direct solar is what we like, but that was... Okay, there we go. We got Junior Interstellar. The direct solars to the main stations are the only ones that are possible to do in the whole sea. There we go. Another Junior Direct Stellar. Let's go, dude. Lots of interstellars. Bounty Hunter again. Darn it. Yeah, and then basically I was just running sort of a pickup drop-off loop. That again, I don't know that it's really all that optimized yet, but it's definitely, it was fun. I just basically was tagging each station and each gateway and picking up and dropping off where relevant. So I actually didn't really care too much if I wasn't running as lean as I could be. Solar medium, solar medium. Okay, I think we just got Lagrange points now. Are we done? Usually it's around 8. No, there you go. Tressler. It's another rookie mission, but I mean, whatever, man. We already got one. Why not? Because we'll be picking up and dropping off several from different spots. Remember, planetary. Solar medium. Solar medium. Man, if they even gave us filters based on ship type, that'd be pretty sick. Let's double check these. Arc L2, blah, 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 blah. Yep, not doing the doubles. Cool. All right, so we got 8 contracts now. And basically what I'm going to do, since we're already here at Everest, is we're just going to start the loop from here. I'll be getting a motorized desk that I can stand up, so when I'm FPS, I can stand, and we'll lower the desk when I get in the ship. Should be fun. Hey, that sounds cool. My wife actually uses a motorized standing desk for her work, and she loves it. It's great to be able to stand up. She'll even put like a walking pad under it to stay mobile while she's working. Because we're pretty health focused, health optimized. My mornings are always now, Star Citizen from 3 to 5, and then hitting the gym after that. Let's go, where are we at? There's Everest Harbor. Yep, Star Citizen 3 to 5, hitting the gym from, well, typically I get ready between 5 and 5:30 in the morning, because it's, I'm East Coast, US, Florida. And then I'm usually working out either with my father or my wife between 6 to 8 or so, and then I hop in the car and I get out there and carry cargo around in the form of people. It sounds so bad. No, ride share, get some FSD content, and then I come home and edit videos and play some more Star Citizen. It's not bad. I can't really complain. It's a good time. All right, let's go ahead and get her expanded out. Let's see how these boxes behave. So we got 8 contracts loaded and ready to go, and we're just gonna tag these stations and watch what happens. What's up, Lewis? Wanted to join the bounties yesterday, but I had to do something else. Hope I can join in one day. Have you ever really done multi-crew in my hundreds of hours of gameplay? Oh, you've never really done multi-crew? Awesome, dude. Yeah, well, there will definitely be a lot more opportunity for that in the, especially in our server. Like, the whole point is for, especially all of us industrial lovers, hauler types, to be able to get together and crew up and do stuff. It was fun. I had a full cat yesterday. We had Frisk and Talius on. That was a good time. I definitely will be doing plenty more of that, so don't you worry. And yeah, anybody who is in the Discord, man, feel free to hop into those channels, to use the crew meetup channel to get together. It'd be really cool to have a fun community of players that I'm able to help out in that way. Because I think a lot of us have been kind of roughing it solo play for a long time, haven't really gotten into the crew play as much. But it does unlock a whole new level of fun in this game, for sure. Multi-crew's worth it. Play with one friend every weekend and want more. Yep. I'm really happy that I found my org pretty early on. Oh, we're in cruise control. Yep, careful with that. I was like, why are we still moving? I'm in coupled. I should be stopped. No, we're in cruise control. All right, no, let's stop wiggling around. There we go. Yeah, multi-crew is fun. Wow, instant reaction to that box. I do apologize, guys. Got a bit of an itchy nose here. Yay for mute buttons. Alright, cargo transfer complete. So this is basically what I was doing yesterday. Just tag the station, move on. We got some good amount of cargo on our forward and aft splines there. Let's go. So, my route, I believe next is Port Tressler. That's at least the route that I was running. I got it on my phone. I'm going to double check. But we should go to Tressler next, then Magnus, then Seraphim, then Pyro, Bygenie, Terra, Everest, and repeat. It's essentially what I was doing yesterday, just running around doing as many of these missions as I could. And as I completed them, I would just load them back up, rinse and repeat. Alright. In fact, while we're in our quantum travel, I can check that. Yeah, I set up a note on my phone with some things yesterday with regard to the whole sea. Bed logging is an issue, or even Alt F4ing ship state after you bed log, because your ship goes from being open to closed, and it won't open until you dock and then store the ship and bring it back out. And that's had mixed results where sometimes it works fine. You dock and you store it, you bring it out and it's full and expanded and everything's cool. Or you have like what happened in, I think it was the stream where I tried to do the 10 contract challenge, where the engines and splines were like glitched, duplicated as it opened, and then caused the ship to explode. Or at least in that video, it caused us to stick to the station, and then we got destroyed. So yeah, careful bed logging or trying to server hop or shard rip while you have cargo. Seems to be more trouble than it's worth. Fortunately, on 4.1, that hasn't been a concern that's really stood out as a big limiting factor. It's only happened like twice in, I want to say, 15 to 20 contracts. So hopefully even less with this update. But also I've got written here, suspect that dual pickup and drop missions cause issue with cargo being eaten or not recognized. Successful when stacking multiple contracts with single pickup drop-off. And these are mostly the direct solar mediums or direct interstellars. And then this is my route. Pyro to Bajini, Bajini to Terra, Terra to Everest, Everest to Port Tressler, Port Tressler to Magnus, Magnus to Seraphim, and then back to Pyro. And that's kind of the route that I'm repeating that bounces me around all of them. Have you tried this? I extend the whole C in the large hangar bay after setting out the cargo from the elevator to be in reach. Sorry, let me try that again. My brain just turned off. I extend the whole C in the large hangar bay after sending out the cargo from the elevator to be in reach of the onboard tractor beam and loaded it by hand and then launched. Huh. No, I haven't tried that. So the hangar is big enough to have your splines out and be able to get out of the door? That's really cool. I'm gonna have to play with that at some point just to see what it's like. I appreciate the idea, Sty. NMST or Sty? How should I refer to you? I want to say it right. We're popping in on Port Tressler now. I wouldn't have thought that the splines would fit like through the door. All right. I've also realized too that if you can kind of beat it before it cools down, you're actually seeing the OM point you're going to want to go to before everything shows up. So that's my new method here. And okay, I was going to say it must be one of these. Yeah, that works. However, you need to get propped up to get back in the elevator when the whole C is nose down with the extensions on. Oh, yeah. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, I guess if you manage to get in the whole C... Well, I guess if you're using the ship's tractor beams, it's not much of an issue, right? So I know, like, you just have to bring everything up on the elevator, then get in your ship, open it up, then you can use the tractor beams and all. It definitely sounds like a headache, not gonna lie. I really look forward to eventually getting our supposed vertical cargo hangars that are supposed to be external in the areas where we're doing our whole sea missions. That'll make that a lot easier. Probably, especially with regard to like the ironclad and such too. I'm really curious how that's going to go, because that's a whole lot of space to not be able to use the external grids. Let's see if I have to double tap this every time. So that's another tip I need to put down to get the cargo boxes out. I've had to double tap. Yeah, see, single tap didn't work, but let's double. Okay, I had to really mash it that time. That was like a triple tap. But we got it. It looks ominous seeing the whole sea extended in a large, extra large hangar. See, I actually don't even have an extra large hangar. I just have the large hangar because the whole sea and the Caterpillar are my biggest ships. So, oh, we really dove over there. And why does it look like the box disappeared? I don't like that. Did it move? What happened? Or did I just... Is it still there? Where'd you go, Boxy? Oh, it's gone? There we go, it's back. Okay. I just had to recall it. That was weird. Haven't had that issue yet. Alright, let's get in here. Back. It's also been pretty forgiving as to how you land in these boxes too. Yeah, there we go. Cargo transfer complete. You have an F8C, but it feels weak. Yeah, so the F8, it hits hard, but the Lightning got nerfed really heavy on its controllability, its maneuverability. So you'll notice that it moves much slower than you might expect. But I think it still has some of the strongest hit power in the game as far as its weapons. Alright, now we're heading to Magnus. The longest part of the route, for sure. Wow, we're gonna... This is a little risky. Kissing the atmosphere of Microtech here. Alright, we survived. Let's turn on this fan, it's a little hot. So if you guys are just tuning in, I want to show you we have got a load of contracts we're doing. Should be, yeah, we got 8. And we're basically just running around and picking them up and dropping them off as they come running through a little route of systems or stations. And I had good success with this yesterday. Got up to about 9 missions before messing around with the double pickups. Caused some issues. And then I had another account timeout error. I think the PTU was going through another update or something. And it was late, so I ended up calling it. But I got most of that on video, so I'll be able to maybe make a little something out of that. Or take from this live stream too. Just showing consistency. Because the video where I talked about the exciting fixes showed, you know, some better play, but also showed the issues with the PTU server. So it's not the warm and fuzzy that I was hoping to give Whole Sea Pilots. But we'll see. We'll see. Consistency is key. Yeah, that's exactly the problem with the F8C now. They nerfed its control. Just like I think the Ion and the Inferno got nerfed even harder. So you can actually like outmaneuver an Ion and an Inferno inside of a Connie. Like you can outmaneuver them against a Connie. It's crazy. You know, I get, you know, they're also super powerful weapons and they're trying to balance that power by making them stiff as a brick, but yeah, we'll see. Apparently, Lawless was in the Discord showing that cannons are making a comeback as far as damage, so that's cool. Maybe take us a little bit away from the whole CF repeater meta or the laser repeater meta stuff. That word is so annoying to me. Hey guys, what's the meta? I don't know, maybe it's me being a, you know, 30-year-old man, but I hear that and it's like, oh my god, go get a personality, build your own ship the way you want, quit chasing the meta. Yeah, I had a big crush on the Ion. That I got that ship back when it was before it was ever nerfed, probably like you did, and it was insane. I got so much satisfaction out of basically sniping Gladius's one hit. It felt cathartic, especially because I think we were doing Xenothreat or something. So there were players on both sides, and my buddies and I in the org were out there, and I bring out the Ion, and I would just line my crosshairs over one of the light fighters. And I was pretty much one-tapping everything that was smaller than a Cuddy. A Cuddy I would pretty much completely dismember with one hit, and then the second hit would fully kill it. And all the light fighters were just getting one-tapped, and it was glorious. And then they really mess it up to where your shot was like a degree off of the crosshair, so you had to slightly aim like to the right or left of your target to actually get hits. And then they nerfed the damage. And then they started nerfing control, and then the Ion just became a hodgepodge of balancing issues. Which, I mean, I thought it was fine, you know, it was already a pretty heavy moving ship, so if a light fighter got in the way of that size 7 cannon, I thought it made sense that they got deleted. I was like, yeah, that means don't sit there trying to bully nose to nose with an Ion. That's stupid. That's like trying to be nose to nose with a Connie with the 4 size 5 guns. It's not going to end well for you. Yeah, I miss it. Like now, I mean, I've tried using it against bigger ships, and I've even tried doing the Pirate Swarm with it and taking on the Idris at the end. It still feels like a fly swatter, man, against something massive. Like it just, or I guess the other way to put it is it's like a bug on a windshield. You know, the Ion just doesn't feel like it's doing what it needs to. I hope it makes a comeback when they add all the armor stuff and engineering. I do too. I mean, it would make sense for that powerful cannon to, like, whatever it hits, it damages. It goes through and wreaks havoc. Versus right now, it's just kind of a spray tab. Yeah, I haven't really. I mean, it's decent against a hammerhead, but you gotta hope that the hammerhead doesn't have aggro on you, or you're done for. Hammerheads now are scary, you know. Back in like the 312, 314 days, I would solo a hammerhead and a little Vandal scythe. I'm not going to try that now. Suicide. Alright, coming into Magnus. I don't know if this is just another pickup or if we'll have drop-offs. We're just going to kind of run the flow. What's up? You could have had a light fighter on that dashboard. Oh, you can land a light fighter on the... Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, we got lots of space in here. I typically have one of my little, like, orc plushies or something in the middle there. Yeah, there's lots of space in this thing. I really, man, I want to see... I know I've said it a few times, so I do apologize if I'm a broken record, but I really want to see from Drake and Argo a Hull C equivalent. Like, external cargo grid Hull C equivalent. The Ironclad is, like, Hull C adjacent. Doesn't have as much cargo, and it's internalized. Which I don't really have a problem with internalized cargo, too. It's just, you know, the diligence of onload and offload, which I enjoy that gameplay. I could probably make some videos. Like, how long does it take to fully fill an Ironclad with 32 SKU boxes or something? But I really want Hull C grade Argo or Drake. I think that'd be really awesome. That space is meant for the dead bodies. Yes. Stack the dead on my dashboard as a reminder. There we go. That time the box popped out with the first click. Heck yeah. Go ahead and start our decel. I've learned to respect the decel process in the Hull C after some close encounters. I definitely know that vertical strafe is the way to go. It has pretty much no lateral strafe. I've gotten well bonded to the Maggie C. Getting a lot of time together. At least in the PTU where it's playable. Bring us down to about 60 or so meters a second. There we are. Start nosing up. Looking good. See how snappy this is. We're in. Cruise control on. Little back tap. Oh, moving too much. There we go. Very nice. That response time is great. So that should have been another onload. We haven't offloaded anything. Yeah, so this is what's great about this sort of route that I'm running, is you do a lot of pickups and then you start dropping them all off. So it helps you really figure out the load capabilities. Because now we're going to head over to Seraphim. I've just about got this route of mine memorized. And it's not a super special route. It's just a sensible direction to hit all of the main stations and gateways for pickup and drop off. And I basically just run it in a cycle, which I've enjoyed. Whoop. Overshot that a little bit. Let's realign. Let's go. Take a peek. Yeah, really filling up. We got the aft ventral spline. Port and starboard's got a little something something on it. Dorsal ventral and, or dorsal forward and aft have a good chunk of cargo on them. I think we got a little something on every grid. Yep. Every spline's got something on it, which is awesome. Let's go. What's up, Fishhead Break Room? Mitchell, good to have you guys in. We're doing some more Hull C testing. We got another PTU update last night, and I've been having even more success with running missions. Now we're just stacking them on. We've got probably 4 different missions on right now. Let's see, how many different commodities? That looks like all agricultural supplies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different missions worth of stuff on this thing right now. Well, there we go. Potential. Wait, let me get a good hit. There we go, another potential thumbnail. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I hate when it does that. I didn't even go for game bar. There we are, and print. Cool. Oh, I totally would. Yeah, so Oh, and awesome. Cool to have you from the Baltics, man. Yeah, so I've got the whole C in live. I've only purchased this game in-game. Or, jeez. I've only purchased the ship in-game because I missed out on all the sales and all. So I bought it for the 16.5 over at Loreville. And in 402, it's pretty much unplayable. I can do maybe one mission, maybe two, before it completely breaks. And I end up having to claim it for some reason or another. But in the PTU, that's not the case, man. In the 4.1 patch that's coming, this ship should be a fun time. Last night, I got through 9 contracts in a row with no issue, and I only ran into an issue when the server hit like an account timeout error, which I think was the PTU going through an update, and when I started messing with pickup and drop-offs with 2 different locations, which you'll be able to watch the stream back to see what I'm talking about there, but it's like basically you have a contract where you have to pick up from 2 places to drop off to 1. That was kind of breaking the whole sea, but those are also really tiny quantities, like 8 to 10 SEU of cargo. We're not really even hitting the full capabilities of this thing because I don't have it unlocked yet. I'm in member rank in the PTU right now. I'm a senior rank in live, but I wanted to see how many contracts and how many missions you could complete without issue, and it seems to be getting way better. I would definitely pick up the whole C in 4.1 when it drops. I think it'll be a really fun time. Killer commodity hauling on the C2. The whole C missions are the most valuable for making cash. There are a few whole C runs you can do. Yep. In my senior contracts or my experience contracts, I can make 700k a run. Right now with these missions, I'm doing like 50 to maybe 90k a run because again, these are like junior, rookie, and member. But just to test how many you can do, we're currently running 8 contracts at the same time. We have at least like 4 or 5 missions worth of cargo on the whole sea all at the same time right now. And now we're starting our drop-off phase. I believe that Seraphim is one of the first places where we're going to start dropping this stuff. So I basically run a route that hits all the main stations, Seraphim by Genie, Everest, and Port Tressler, and all of the gateways, Terra, Magnus, and Pyro. And just beating the hell out of the ship to see how good it performs, so I can tell you all if it's going to be a fun time for us whole sea pilots. Hawks Gaming has a vid on the routes. Oh, let me see. Well, also pay attention to where I'm going so I don't put us into a drone. We don't want to have a repeat of that. There are a few whole sea runs you can do for 1.5 to 2 mil a run. There are 2 that stack, and I think 1 that is on the return. Hawks Gaming has a vid on the routes. Hell yeah, Hawks Gaming. I need to check that out. Yeah, I'll be doing all of that as soon as it hits 4.1 or as soon as if the PTU is still running and I have those contracts because I've been ranking up the rep in the PTU as well. Let's do a quick rep check while we're here. I've been getting a lot of whole sea time. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, we're kind of getting into members. So like the really good whole sea stuff starts in experienced. Maybe you start getting some decent money in member, not whole sea money. But I am definitely excited for the state of the whole sea in 4.1. If it translates over, it's going to be a good time. There we go. There's our box. Start slowing down and pulling over. We're going to be kind of lined up with one of the drones. We want to avoid that. So I think I saw one of the drones in front of us. Yep. Alpha Juliet 0798 Romeo November. Don't want to kiss that thing. That's a bad day. If you haven't seen the YouTube short of me blowing up the whole sea, running backwards into one of those little things right there, that's give you a good laugh. But yeah, the whole sea, even once you hit experienced rank, is going to be an insane moneymaker because it's like maybe 15 to 20 minutes of your time at the most to do one of those 700k missions. We'll have a better idea in 4.1 as well because that was the amount of time it was taking with all the hiccups of 4.02 and 4.01. Immediately got the cargo, and then there's the drop-off. Let's see, it should complete. We need to make sure we pick that mission back up. Pressurized ice to Seraphim Station. Which contract was that? Junior rank direct solar small cargo haul. Copy that. Alright, I believe from Seraphim I go to Pyro. Yep. And we're going to look for that mission while we're there so we can keep it on our stack. Let's go ahead and get oriented. Kita Cheetah, I witnessed that greatness. What, you talking about the Hawks video or delivering contracts? Yeah, we should be getting 4.1. I think it's Wednesday or Friday. I would not be opposed to getting it today. I'm ready. For anybody who hasn't gotten their supplier die stuff finished, I think it ends today. So, ooh, collision alert. What are we on top of right now? We right next to another ship or something? No? That was weird. We got a proximity alert. It's like, oh my god, what's happening? Okay. I'm just gonna wait till we jump, because I don't like this proximity alert we're getting. It's not fun. There we go. Okay, we're good, we're good. I haul while I wait for meetings or whatever during the day. Yeah, I really enjoy the hauling. I'll actually do hauling contracts while I'm editing videos for my other channel sometimes. I mean, this Erebus quantum drive is really fast, so it kind of makes it hard to do that, because I end up needing to handle my cargo before I'm ready to. Oh, yeah, you witnessed. Yep, me dying by a station turret. Yep. That was funny. That was a quick lesson in being alert and aware of your surroundings around the stations. And those tiny little drones that, man, they're sturdy. They will end you quickly. God, that was a wild experience. There was like a couple of sessions in a row that all of my whole sea sessions were ending with some kind of catastrophe, like blowing up the ship in reverse, or the ship running away from me in dead space and leaving me as it floats off, which is classic. Stations blowing me up, or the ship randomly despawning and I'm EVAing. It's like this ship has been playing hard to get for a long time. It's why Maggie C is a fitting name, the Runaway Bride. I know. I mean, I've done the turn and burn so many times. It's such a good maneuver when you do it right. And you make sure you're clear. When I'm full stacked hull C, like when I've got thousands of SU of cargo on board, I will be turning and burning. Because it takes all that effort to slow down if you're coming in fast. Otherwise, you're slow button it the whole way, which isn't bad. You know, it's a safe way to do it. I've been keeping a close eye on where I'm aligning my ship. That way I'm not going to be too close to those drones or turrets. God, what an experience, man. Now, one thing to look out for, guys, is the less eventful a session is with the hull C, probably the better it is overall. Because, you know, I'm going to jinx it right now, but we haven't really had anything come up. We've just been running around, picking up and dropping off. I have been a bit more lax than I normally would be with regard to, like, doglegging my my jumps. Because, you know, as I say that, there's going to end up being, like, pirates or the rare PTU murder hobo here at Pyro Gateway. But in the PTU generally, I haven't had those issues. There's definitely people you want to look out for in the PTU, but it's a different kind of breed of player, in my opinion. You know, willing to come into something that isn't permanent just to test the game and try to stress test it, see the new features before they go live. So there tends to be not as many griefers and such. But when I'm running live, I will probably be doglegging my jumps a bit. At least the ones that are going from like Magnus to Pyro or anything specific. A little close to that rock. Yikes.
Hello, good sir.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much, just fighting off a bit of insomnia.
Oh boy.
Finished off the debt run. The Dedatrine.
Oh shit, nice. Yeah, I am running through a flurry of contracts on the latest PTU update. The whole C is performing like a boss right now, dude.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm actually carrying 8 contracts. Well, 7. I need to upload the other one, but I've got like 5 different missions worth of cargo on the back of this thing right now.
That's good. It was sad those missions weren't working right. Couldn't use my whole C.
Yep, that'll be different. I definitely want to try out the whole depot strategy of doing the VHRTs with it sitting there too. And I might even risk some money to do some trade runs to tell people how that goes, but I know, like, right now I don't really advise anybody to do that.
Yeah, we just got
done doing... You guys are on Baltic time. Now, it's 4 a.m. for us. What's it for you over there, Mitchell? Objective complete. Sorry, what was that, brother?
Sorry, I'm trying to get the dog to get up to go out for a walk.
Good.
We basically took the Polaris and an Atlas and had the Atlas sit in the hangar bay and had the Polaris invert over the depot for the data train run. And then you just
Nice.
chuck cargo into the hangar up top. You can hold like 1,600 skew worth up there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we did a couple runs like that, and it goes fast because you have one person on the ground just calling the elevator up, and then one person in Atlas just yoinking it.
And that works even though the Atlas has like the grid placement function?
Yeah, because you can right click to basically Half-Life 2, gravity gun, shove it.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Yeah,
you just
that'll
literally
work.
point in the corner and shove it. And then when the elevator's coming back up, I hopped out and used my tractor tool to organize. Oh,
Heck yeah.
I unlocked a self-achievement today. I was in Pyro, scouting out for them after we did our debt runs, and I was in my Vulture hanging around Obituary, and someone started shooting missiles at me. Turns out they were size 9 torpedoes from an Eclipse who was going full stealth loadout, aka didn't have his shields on. So I turned on my tractor beam and straight yoinked him and dragged him to the station, and then the station ripped him to pieces.
That's incredible.
I am
Did
so
you
mad I
record it?
didn't get a clip. No.
Oh, no.
But Kuza, I was able to stream it through Discord. Kuza, Get Bleached, and a couple other people witnessed it.
That's incredible. Yeah, for anybody in chat, this is Talius was part of the Caterpillar run yesterday. We got some pretty cool
Heyo.
clips that we'll probably be able to throw into the video whenever it comes out. Damn, dude. I the kind of crazy things we've done, I have no problem believing that happened. I just wish you had it on video. That would have been amazing.
I was gonna try and munch them while I had them tractored, but you can't have the tractor active when you turn the munch on. So I was gonna try and salvage him, but then I clicked and I let him go for a second, and he took off, but I grabbed him again before he got out of range. And so I can only imagine the panic that was happening in his cockpit. Because
I
when you
would've
tractor someone,
loved.
they can't move. Their
Yep.
engines don't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's like classic sci-fi when the aliens have you in their tractor beam and you're just shitting your pants because you're like, oh no, what do we do?
This guy thought he was going to pick on a vulture and have an easy kill. Shot a size 9 torpedo at me, and I wound up grabbing him with the tractor beam and dragging him over to the station.
If that
Good
isn't
night.
a case of fuck around and find out, I don't know what is. That is amazing, dude.
I just made like 10 mil in credits doing debt runs, and the highlight of my night is dragging a ship over to a station with a tractor beam. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that
Thanks for
tracks.
listening.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of the chat's laughing and thinking the same thing. Right? Especially when you got somebody who's just gonna try to cheese you in Eclipse with size 9s. So you should be able to switch the left and right vulture heads independently, but it's a keybind to do that.
Yeah, I had the
Oh,
left
yeah.
vulture head active when I grabbed him, and I tried to reactivate both heads, and that's when it released him and he tried to leave. So I
Oh,
just
okay.
clicked and grabbed him again before he took off.
It's like, where do you think you're going? Nope, get back here.
I was like, I'm gonna grab you and then chew a moment over with Twix and think about what to do with you. And you're just gonna sit here and marinate and think about what you've done.
Yeah, because what is he gonna do? Hop out of his ship in dead space and just float there? Like, come on.
I had a plan for that too, but yeah, I didn't go that far.
That is great. That's gonna be a story he's gonna tell his friends.
Yeah. If he did eject, I was gonna end cap him, drag him onto my ship, pull his helmet off, and then revive him and chuck him out the back of the ship.
All
I'm
let's
not
see
a
if these
PvP
forward retro
player.
thrusters can push us back here.
I
Came in a little
created.
hot. Oh, nope, that was perfect. We're going to come right in here, right where we need to. Let's go. I'm getting real used to how this big girl flies. It takes me back to flying, or not flying, to being at the helm of the galleons and Sea of Thieves and doing all kinds of crazy shit with them.
All right, well, it is 4:20 in the morning, and I gotta be waking up at 8:30 for work. So
Oh, fun.
you have yourself a good night, good sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the stories. You take care, brother.
Anytime. Bye.
That is a good friend of mine and also a fellow org mate from our VTI group. And what a story, man. I love that. Being able to tractor onto an Eclipse and be like, you want to play? Take it over to the station and let the turrets just wreak havoc. Incredible. Alright, now we're heading to Terra. And then I'll probably need to make sure I re-up on the missions when we're dealing with Terra, because we'll be at the start point again and be running out of contracts. But I'm really surprised. Once we get oriented to Terra, I'm going to check how many contracts you've actually completed and how many we still have on board. Because this is even smoother than yesterday's run. And I really think it'll be this way unless you do a double pickup, double drop off, which I might test that separately just to see if they've worked on that. But I like what this is doing. I had a friend docking in my 890 jump and some idiot started firing on him as the hangar was closing. I was pissed. Oh, jeez. How did that story end? I'm curious to see what happened there. In fact, let's hop in here. I think we already kind of took a peek at our rep, which is not much higher, but it's climbing. It's doing fine. And yeah, we've already done 3 completed, 5 are on. Let's take a peek at our hauling missions because it's about 4:20, so we're gonna have some time. We're just gonna run this until Star Citizen stops us, or until I've got to get going.
Quantum fuel at 50%.
Yeah, Everest to Pyro was one of them. There we go. That's why it was one of the smaller missions, but hey, it adds to the stress testing. My friend died, and I stupidly didn't have my pilot defense guns on. I'll never make that mistake again. Yep. That is definitely one way we learn in this game, is what we used to call in the Navy the Red Book. You know, was our safety book, and it was the Red Book because those safety rules were developed because people died in those events. And you definitely learned what not to do or what to do. Everest by Genie. Cool. And is that... Oh, those are offers. Puts us back up to 7, so there should be one more mission in here somewhere. I think it was another junior solar, was it? I'll run down these. You know, I guess what's nice is when you're in between stations, there are a lot less missions to go through, which is good for the whole sea. Yeah, these are the ones we want to avoid. No, sir. Not doing that one. Dropping off to 2 different areas. We're already arriving. Oh, there it is. Everest to Seraphim. There we go. I think that's our mission loop. We're back up to 8. Arriving at Terra. And all these jumps are pretty friendly. The longest one, which really isn't bad if you're running an Erebus drive, is the one over to, from Pyro to Magnus. But yeah, this loop just takes us to every station. And as long as you keep picking up and dropping off, you probably get to a point where you're just sort of constantly dropping things. Which I like. I don't know if this might be boring for some folks, but I enjoy doing it this way. And we should be able to do something similar with, you know, the much bigger missions where you have thousands of SKU on board. And I definitely want to try stacking with that much quantity. I have to be careful and math it right, otherwise you won't actually have enough cargo space to do it all. Because some of those missions will actually just about fill you up. Well over 3,000 or even over 4,000. I think the biggest one I've done was like 4,100 SCU of cargo. And that was actually a successful mission. That was really surprising. That was one of the few that completed without issue. Now, let's for the spirit of adventure here. We're going to come in, turn and burn. Looks like we are well positioned, clear of debris, clear of station drones, clear of all the things that we want to avoid. Let the compensation take us in. Full burn. Here we go.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's
stop
up, man?
and say hi before I went to bed.
You're all good, man. No worries. I heard some crazy adventures from Talius.
Yeah, we just got done doing a debt run.
It's a great way to sort of cram for the final before supplier die ends.
Yeah, man. Just out here taking souls with the saber.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get more time in my Saber. I love it. I got the Saber Comet and I got the Razor EX.
Same.
Oh, that Saber Comet's
Bought it.
pretty sick, dude.
I've had more fun. If you have time, I'll show you the smoothest kill I've ever had in my life.
I would love to. Popping up on Discord.
Yeah.
I also heard about Tay's adventures with his Vulture and Eclipse.
Yes, that was absolutely hilarious.
Let me actually share with the class here. Where we got? Hop
All
in
right.
there.
So I'll show you the first one, which this is what happens when the gateway doesn't slow you down.
Uh-oh.
So it's right about right about here.
Oh, so you were
Watch my
still
speed.
going fast on exit?
Watch my speed. I accelerate on exit.
Oh! Oh god. Oh no. Damn. Yeah. Pyro decided you're done. We're just gonna spit you out. That happened to me.
2,000
Yeah,
meters per second. Yeah,
remember when it spit out my Vulture at 2000 but I was fortunate to be in dead space, so I was okay. Oh,
yeah.
that's incredible.
No, not that one. This one? Yeah, it's this one. So I just got done
Oh, that's
right here
Bloom.
killing a Firebird.
Beautiful.
So I killed a Cuddy that killed one of the guys we were out here with, and he couldn't even find me. He literally spun around like a top, looking around, and couldn't see me, and he died. Well, his buddy, when a Firebird tried to get me, well, I found out really quick that he couldn't aim. So then he tried to do the whole Firebird, I'm going to go past you, get 2 kilometers out, and then try to missile dump you while I'm dogfighting you, and I shot his missiles out the air and killed him. So this is my
Beautiful.
comeback to Orby, and I'll skip ahead a little bit. In pops a Hornet. Hornet doesn't know I'm here.
Like a secret predator in the dark. You have no idea. He's freaking out. Oh, he's so freaking
Watch
out.
this.
Bye-bye. What are you running? Are those NDVs?
NDV 30s.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oof. Ooh, that punches.
And boop, blacked out.
Damn. Are you full stealth build with this or?
Yeah, full stealth. So
very nice.
they soft death my buddy.
They
So
had to pay the price.
Yeah, they paid the price. So look, I did all this. And I was like, all right, cool. The cargo ship has made it where it needs to go. I'm going to go, I think I was logging off for the night. Now, watch this. So last night, I was 4-0-1. And you're about to find out where the 4-0 and the 1 part comes in.
Oh boy.
Thanks, station.
The station?
Yep.
Jeez, dude. What the heck?
It's gonna leave in my ship.
Man, what a pain. That's a buzzkill. And okay, cool. Cargo transfer complete. Yeah, I gotta focus back on the stream or I'm gonna get impounded.
Okay, go for it, buddy.
Oh, you're good. I just realized that the cargo transfer actually did its thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been having a blast. You missed Sunday evening, so I was out with Finn and we went over to Grimhex. And apparently there was a Manus pulling people out and a Carrack scooping up their cargo on the way back to Grimhex. We disrupted the operation. So Finn was in the Strife build Tana. He engages the Manus. The Manus was getting a little bit of an upper hand on him because obviously it's a Manus versus a Tana. Tana doesn't turn that well. And it's still a decently nimble boat, but it's not the best. I come out of nowhere. Manus never sees me. I literally get the Manus red, and Finn finishes him off with the biggest hail of 8 blue bolts from nowhere.
Oh, jeez.
And Dude Man literally types in chat, GG 1v1 Phase Wolf. He didn't know.
Wait, he didn't know what... Oh. He didn't know that you were in that fight.
Uh-uh.
Ah! That's awesome. He thought that was all face. Oh my god.
He thought he just got bested by a Tana. He didn't even know there was a saber that rolled up, clapped his cheeks, and left.
Damn. Yeah, I'm running basically the lowest grade components in my saber to try to maximize on my stealth signature.
Yeah, I'm the only thing I've got bumped up is I've got the grade B coolers in there just because they have a little bit better health.
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
the saber's already one of those ships where if something looks at you wrong, you're going to die.
It's got pretty tanky health, though. Yeah.
But it's not, if you get next to a station or a ground installation or something, it's like a split second you're dead.
Wow. Yeah. I've only gotten a little bit of time in it, but it proved itself because that was the day that there was like a full pirate org that started to lock down Grimhex. And I was initially out there in the Razor EX, and I was zipping around trying to take out Inope, who I've seen before. But then this guy, Big Midge, came in. I was like, oh, shoot, okay. And they were decent pilots. So 2v1 in a Razor, once they knew I was there, was tough, even with my attritions. I just wasn't punching hard enough to do enough damage. So I hopped into my Saber, and I started to bully them. And then that's when I was complaining in our Discord about how much the sledges were pissing me off because I didn't realize about the charge mechanic. Because I was hoping to just ambush and, do some serious damage on them. But then I started noticing 4, 5, 6 people, and they all kept trying to come after me, but I would drop noise, dip behind an asteroid, and vanish, and they couldn't find me. And they were getting mad. They're like, where is this guy? And then I just put out in chat, like, hey, everybody, just so you know, Grimhex is fully locked down by a pirate org. Do not go there. And then they got mad that I gave up their strategy.
Yeah.
That was one of the time in the comment, though, but it felt awesome. I like how it handles. It's got those 4 size 3s. I'm a fan.
Yeah, the 4 NDB 30s have been like the bread and butter of that whole thing. I mean, you just saw how fast I killed a Hornet.
I just got interdicted. Interesting.
Uh-oh.
I definitely don't have anything. Alright, I'm popping back into Quantum. That's interesting. Between Terra and Hurston, of all places. Huh.
That's a weird place to get interdicted at.
Yeah, somebody was playing around. Got quantum snared. Well, not even quantum snared. I was able to get right back to it.
Yeah, he made it cut it on and cut it off. He made it see you pop out and realize you didn't have the cargo and let you roll on.
Well, I definitely got cargo, but it's all contracted. So he might have just saw that it was just stuff that wasn't really worth anything.
Yep.
I don't really expect too much of that in, come on, give me the orbital node pain in my butt. Alright, let's try something else. Let's go this way.
But yeah, I've had a blast in a Saber, man. That's been a very, very fun boat to just be kind of the guy that no one sees.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy that. I want to get a lot more time in it when 4-1 drops. There's my orbital node.
And sitting there at like a pyro station, like I was literally sitting on like the top hat area, like 2 feet off the station. So I just looked like a station light if you just roll by.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to what our detection range is when we're in full stealth, because I think it's probably around 1 kilometer.
1.2 to 1.5. It depends on how hard you run the boat.
Yeah.
But if you're just got out the hangar and you're just sitting around and you haven't really done much boosting and stuff, yeah, it's about 1.2, 1.5.
That's awesome. Yo, British Ghost, update on 4.1 release. I'm not 100% sure. Probably tomorrow?
Thursday, more than likely.
Thursday, more than likely?
Yeah, event ends tomorrow, and I would expect that if it ends tomorrow, it'll probably pop out, midday Thursday, maybe evening time Thursday. They like evening patches here lately, so I would say probably that.
Yeah, and for anybody who hasn't yet, if you saw my spring cleaning video, if you've got commodities from mining or refinery orders or anything you need to sell, Get it sold. Get it sold, because that all gets wiped. Your money, your ships, your armor and all's fine. That'll stay. But any consumables, any commodities, ammo, that all goes bye-bye.
Yep.
There we go. Come on, give me that cargo grid. There it is. Yeah, so far the whole sea has been performing really, really, really well. It's incredibly exciting.
Yep.
This is going to be a stupid moneymaker in 4.1 if these fixes carry over.
It might just
Mole
be
components too, Mitchell's saying, which very well might be the case. I don't know if mining heads or modules or gadgets are getting wiped in this patch, but they tend to disappear.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never have problems with my heads disappearing. More my modules.
Yeah. I don't know if you've had experience with this, but some people have said if you pull the components off your ship and store them, there's a better chance of them persisting versus if they're on your ships. I don't know that there's any truth to that.
I tried that last patch. I pulled every component out of my ship. I still got 8. All of them got 8. So
Yeah, I remember I pulled the XL1 off because you guys had just gotten me that beautiful XL1 quantum drive that I had on my Radian, and it went bye-bye.
Yep, I haven't found another one. Trust
got a
me,
little
if I
time
had,
with
you'd have it.
Hey, I mean, I'm in love with these civilian quantum drives, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. The Erebus has been incredible with the whole sea. I mean, I'm zipping around. I'm hitting everything. I'm hitting Magna, Magnus Terra, Pyro, and then all of the main stations with this thing. And it feels like the time is just flying by.
Oh yeah, 100%. I tell you what, after being in the Saber with a stealth drive, I'm like the spoiled person. I'm just like, can this thing go any faster, please?
That's definitely the downfall. Yeah, the stealth drives are pretty slow. Because it's like you're trying to sneak through quantum, like, nah, don't mind me.
Like, can you please just let me go, please? Please?
I'm having to give more wiggles than I would like right now. Oh, there we go. Cargo is transferring. Happy Camper, thanks for recommending 3 Body Problem. Enjoying it quite a lot. By the way, the ship interior is cool. Oh yeah, this is the Miss Cole C. She's a big girl, big problem. But really glad you're enjoying 3 Body Problem. I love that series. The Remembrance vs. Past, 3 Body Problem, Dark Forest, and Death's End. And once you read the book, I would actually check out the show on Netflix. They actually did a decent job. It was cool. It's different than the book though, so I don't want to throw anybody off. If you hate reading though, you'll still really love 3 Body Problem as a series on Netflix. I need to see if the next season's come out yet or is going to, because I need more. That is such a damn good series. It really makes you think about whether or not you really want aliens to know where you are.
Yeah. The 3 Body Problem is fantastic. If anyone likes game lore versus like show versus reading, the Witcher books are absolutely amazing.
The Witcher books, okay. You know, there's one game that I always heard was amazing, but I never actually got into.
Yeah, like the actual Witchers, the written out books are probably some of the most descriptive books I've read. When it comes to it correlating to the game and then correlating to the show.
No, that's cool. So it has that good representation of both experiences.
Yeah, so you get a trifecta. If you go watch the Netflix Witcher show and then you go read the first Witcher book, it all will make sense.
Hell yeah. Alright, I'm not going to pull any more contracts because I'm realizing to get these last 3 done will probably finish up my time on the stream. But we've done 8 with no issue, and these 3 will put us at 11. Holy cow. And I've had like 4 or 5 missions at the same time on this boat. And it's just killing it, dude.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
This is going to be so... This patch is going to be the patch for whole sea pilots from the way it's looking. As long as it translates. As long as it translates. I keep caveating that. As long as it performs in live the way it is now in PTU, it is going to be a good time. What's we got here? Hopefully the whole sea stuff does carry over. Just spent an hour unloading mine because none of the stations in Pyro would auto unload. Yeah, 402 is incredibly rough. 401 and 402 were bad. I maybe got 2 contracts. So yeah, Cars, I really hope, because this... I'm going to be so teased if it doesn't with how good this PTU patch has been. Got $1 million in RMC and construction materials that I can't sell from ship or inventory. Oh no. Why is that, Dale? Is it glitched onto your boat? Or in the station? Have you heard about anybody having issues with being able to sell their RMC and construction materials?
Is it already in the cargo elevator?
Yeah, it's a good question. Dale, if you're still in chat, is it in your elevator or on the station or in a ship? Maybe we can give a little bit of ideas. Lewis, actually, good question. Do I believe in UFOs? I mean, in the literal sense that there are things that we don't see flying around, like actually unidentified objects? Yes. As a skeptic, I find it really hard to believe that little green men are responsible for anything we've seen, especially just with our detection ability. And if you actually dive in deeply into the Fermi paradox and the concepts of three-body problem, and then just what it would mean for them to be here and how bad our government is at keeping secrets. Trust me, like, they're not good at keeping secrets. It's just, if they were here, we would know. It's really hard to imagine a scenario where there's actual aliens anywhere near Earth and it isn't definitively proven. Like, why is it always a blurry photo at someone's random farm, kind of like Sasquatch photos and such? I don't know. I carry a very skeptical mind with these sorts of things. I have no doubt that there are aliens out there. Absolutely. I mean, we're made of like the 5 most common elements in the universe. I don't think life is inherently special or unique in the cosmos. I just don't think there's any advanced little ETs running around in our solar system. I would not be surprised if there are, if there's life on like Europa and Ganymede, these ocean moons around our planet, 100%. I really look forward to like the Clipper mission and stuff, getting into those and seeing if we can find life off of our planet, or even like microbes on Mars would be really cool. But yeah, that's my personal view on it, though.
It's kind of like what you're saying is kind of funny, because I think I remember an article from DeGrasse a while ago where he was like, hey, yeah, there's like 16 billion galaxies, and each one has a subset system in them. And out of all of those, there might be like 8 planets that mimic the idea of Earth. So if that's the case, there could possibly be like 8 planets that could potentially have a humanoid type subspecies. And out of those, maybe that might be a possibility, but we'll never know, because until we can have a way of sublight travel at a interstellar level, that's never achievable. It's like, yeah, okay, all right, that's fair, you know.
Yeah, it would require like a really incredible transit method of detection, kind of like we use with Kepler for finding stars or finding planets in front of stars, but at a much higher degree, to maybe find something that is artificial, like, to go real crazy, like a Dyson sphere. Like, if we were able to, something we could detect that is clearly not a natural occurrence, that we can go, okay, yes, something crazy is happening at that star system about 30 light years away, because that's not normal.
Right, something that's not
indirect
just a silhouette on the backlight of a sun, you know. It's
indirect detection methods, indirect detection methods. But as far as like them actually being here with us, I also like another funny thing that DeGrasse said. He's like, I tell you what, if these aliens flew all these light years across, you know, galaxies across, and they crashed, I don't want to know them. They're stupid aliens.
yeah, it's a fair point. Plus, you got to think about it like this in the logical aspect of something. If something had such a superior ability to mask itself, we wouldn't be here for how idiotic, you know, the basis of humankind is. Like,
or unless they yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and I agree. But I also think that like if they didn't want to be detected, there's no way we'd be detecting them. You know, someone that's that advanced. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
And let's see, we're not getting any ATC contact here.
You're talking about stealth tech beyond our comprehension, and at that point, we were screwed to start with. You know?
Yeah, if a species is able to cross the stars to get to us, we're at a point where we're just like, oh man, I hope you're friendly.
Yeah.
Because we are about to be caught with our pants down. We are not in the era of Jonathan Archer or Captain Picard or any of these greats.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't even figured out how to keep a ship that's space travel bound in atmosphere that can move and replenish its own fuel source at whim. It's
Oh, that's why.
it's a tough order for the human
Sorry.
populace at the current moment in time.
Seraphim by Genie and Pyro. That's why I don't have anything to drop off at Port Tressler, because I'm dumb. We got to go to Seraphim, Everest, and by Genie for our last contracts. I'm so used to my normal route that I'm running around in. So let's go to Seraphim, and then Everest, and then we'll be done. Oh, back to our chat here. Dale's saying he's got $1 million in RMC or construction materials he can't sell. Tried to sell it off a reclaimer, moved to Orison inventory, put on a C2, and just tried to take it to the farms, and freight elevator was bugged. Oh, so that's an external outpost, isn't it?
Yes.
So what you got to do, my friend, if you can, you got to sell the RMC and construction materials in an internal hangar with a working elevator. The external elevators on these cargo freight elevators have been bugged really bad in 402. If you can sell somewhere like a proper station or somewhere that has an internal like distribution center, like internal hangar, that should work. But I don't know of any. I haven't actually messed with selling. I sell RMC and Pyro, but I haven't messed with construction goods and all. So like going inside of, Ruin Station or Checkmate or whatever.
That, or you could just take the pay cut and sell it to Orison. And if Orison's your home and it does not show up on your TDD list, you need to get rid of some stuff in your inventory, because technically your page file in your game is only but so big. So if you end up with too much stuff at one station, you'll end up with the ability to not see the things that you sell, because they're technically added to your page file at the end of it instead of at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I hope that that's helpful. Oh, and back to Lewis. That's reasonable. I believe the U.S. is in possession of UFOs and keep it secret for around 80 years. Can totally recommend listening to the testimony of David Grush. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I always keep an open mind as a skeptic, too, so I don't mind looking into all of it. I think it'd be really cool if it ended up being the case. I mean, good point. Who says they crash? Maybe they got shot down. Again, if there's a battle going on between a couple of aliens, I don't think I want to be involved. I don't know every facet of our government, but there are a lot of ideas that, like, we have all this secret tech and cool weapons in the U.S. That is the fever dream of so many people. But the reality is, guys, it's going to be a big buzzkill. We are not that smart. We do not have that cool a technology. We have a lot of cool stuff, don't get me wrong. Some of our naval and our fighter weapons and our ship stuff, like railguns, things like that, are real. But like anti-grav tech and some of this like more high-scale alien tech, no, we don't have the competence. It's just
if we do, it's in some laboratory somewhere that none of us will ever know about. It's that, like, as much as we are bad at keeping secrets for some stuff, we are very good at keeping secrets for things that we don't want people to know about.
Yeah, especially things you want to keep, like, from China.
Yes.
And these other countries. That's a good point. There are going to be things that are actually kept well under lock and key. That is typically going to be stuff that's not in the light of day. Like, if you're trying to hide something that's been in plain sight, that's a bit of a different story. Like, with regard to, all the stories about, UFOs or UAPs or any of these things. I think a lot of the time, like, there's this thing with humans, I believe it's called pareidolia. We're pattern-seeking mammals, and we see things that aren't there all the time. Like people seeing Jesus in the clouds, or buttered toast, or a bird in the clouds, or, a pattern of rocks in a picture on Mars that makes you think it's a face when it's really not. Like, we happen to see things because our brains are used to putting patterns together. That's just how it is. And a lot of the times we assign agency to those things when in fact we're just looking at a pile of rocks. But it's cool, it's what adds to our imagination. And granted, this is just one guy's opinion. So, don't take anything I say, as gospel, but I'm going to give it to you straight.
I'll tell you what, one of my favorite lines from one of my favorite TV shows is the very first season of Punisher, when he puts, what's-his-face in the chair, and he says, torture is torture. It's pain. But you take a man's patterns away, and he'll go insane.
Oh, that's a dope quote. I like that.
So
that's impactful.
And that in my brain, I was like, that's true. Take somebody who's used to waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning and eating breakfast by 9:30 and going and getting lunch at 1 and going back to work. And you take that and you scramble that all up. Your brain loses its sense of normalcy.
Yep.
Once your brain loses its sense of normalcy, your brain becomes unhinged. It doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it gives me it makes me feel cringy just thinking about it.
Yeah. That's like, and the fact that the average human person doesn't tap into like much more than 8% of their actual theoretical brain power on a daily basis is pretty hypercritical to think about too.
Absolutely.
And
See,
the fact that
Frisk in the chat. Yep, he's streaming again. You got it, man. We'll wrapping up in about 10 minutes or so. But yep.
And the other great powerful thing to think about is that your brain can manifest things without you knowing it. Like your brain is so powerful that it can make you believe you're in pain when you're not.
Oh yeah.
That's the stuff that like blows my mind, is the fact that your brain can, basically without thinking or doing, it can, manifest things to you based off of reactionary things that happen around you.
Well, and you see some degree of that with how you interact with things in dreams, and even to a lesser degree, the whole placebo effect. When you think you're like maybe taking some pre-workout or some medicine, but it's just like a sugar pill. It's not doing anything, but your brain actually functions in a way to where it's actually getting the treatment, and there's actual physiological effects from it. It's pretty wild.
Yep.
And get caught back up in this chat real quick. Intergalactic war, and we don't know about it. That would be something. Yeah, dude, no doubt. Karza, those are the secrets the government doesn't even know about, probably. That's a good point. There are definitely deeper and deeper layers of intelligence that, different layers of the government would have no knowledge of whatsoever. Keeping the UAP stuff secret costs more than the programs themselves, from what people say. Yeah, there's a lot that would go... That's kind of like the whole idea of faking the moon landings. Like, the amount of resources it would take to fake it is actually much harder than just going to the moon, which is one of the things that is kind of comical to think about.
Yes. It's that it's like I remember reading a story where they said the JFK assassination was staged, and I was like, do you know how much money that would actually have cost to stage something like that?
Yep.
Like,
people are lazy, man. They'd rather just... They're not gonna want to spend that money.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Let's see. Oh, Dale says the Orson info may help. Awesome, dude. I really hope you're able to get rid of those construction materials in RMC, man. I hope that did help. We got a little bit of time to figure it out. And then, Mitchell, who buys eggs at stations other than Grim? So in Grimhex, I think Brio's Breaker Yard, right? Which is a little risky, going down to...
The only station that buys Weevil eggs is Hex. The rest of them are ground installations.
The rest of them are ground installations. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry I'm missing you, Frisk. Yep, 3 to 5, man, 3 to 5. But hey, I mean, the stream will be up to see later. These are ungodly hours, so I don't blame anybody who can't, be here to see what's going on.
I'm an insomniac that doesn't quit.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what sleep is, man. If more often than not, you guys will see Captain Kuza and I here on stream together. I'm actually glad it worked out this morning that I was able, because I saw a PTU update like when I was hopping on. I was like, oh shit, yeah, if they don't hop in, then I'm gonna go and see how this PTU is playing. And we might actually, I'm about to jinx it, but I've only got 2 more drop-offs. I might complete this without failure. Let's see, Pyro and then by Genie, and that'll be 11 contracts done. I'll definitely need to clip this into a video and be like, see, I told you the Mystical Sea works. There we go, there's Pyro Gateway. This might actually time out just right. I'm getting good at my organizational skills, or my time management, rather. My wife has been on to me about that. She's like, you gotta make sure you're ending those streams actually at 5 or you're gonna get set back. I'm like, you're right. I know you're right. Yeah, I always say that to people who don't believe the moon landing was real. Yeah, yep. Or what's really funny, you guys might get a kick out of this. The whole idea, like, there are some folks that can't wrap their heads around that takeoff shot of the lamb leaving the surface and how it pans up Because people are like, oh my god, they had to leave somebody behind to catch that video. And this is going to sound a little rough, guys, but how stupid you got to be to think that there is a person left on the moon to pan up, when if you just do a quick Google search, we had remote teleoperated cameras like 20 years before the moon landing happened, or like 10 or 15 years before the moon landing happened. It was just teleoperated. Then people are like, oh, but what about the delay? You know how easy it is to program in a 2 to 4 second delay to synchronize the camera with what's actually happening? Or to just hit pan up 2 seconds before you actually would need to count for the delay in transmission? It blows my mind, because they're like, there's no way they could have got that shot without somebody on the surface. And I'm like, that shows just how little thought you're putting into this very weak argument. I couldn't believe that when I heard it. But you know, for a lot of folks, you know, they'll believe what they want. You know, it's pretty well known that when you're prone to conspiratorial thinking, you tend to fall through a pretty dangerous rabbit hole. And I'm talking about like the real nutty conspiracy stuff, not conspiracies that happen to be true or that are on the verge of truth, but like, you know, hollow earth, flat earth, reptilian overlords, all this shit.
Like, I remember one night I was having a moment, and I'm one of those people where like if I get my head into something, I have to like deep dive into like the biggest rabbit hole ever, and I don't stop until I'm thoroughly fulfilled with the rabbit hole that I've now gone
You've
through.
fully explored the depths of the hole.
Right. Yeah, I have to know how deep the hole is, and you know how wide the hole is before I can say, okay, the hole is this.
Right on, Karza. Yep, portable camera, all of that. We can thank NASA for pretty much most of the things that we do in the modern day. Sorry, go ahead, Kuza.
So I remember going down the rabbit hole of them saying that the 9/11 buildings were an internal job, and it's like, at the end of the day, after all of the reading and all of the documentation that I had found and pulled and scavenged and dug around on the internet for, and you know, all the reading and the first accounts that I went through, there's no way. Like, there's like physically no way. They would have had to have time charged the top of the building, and at that point, the explosion would have been so massive outward.
Yep.
That it just wasn't possible. Like, even like a couple of like the most top level bomb experts were like, no, it's not possible. Like, the whole freaking floor of that building would have exploded in a 360-degree radius outside of that building, and that's not what happened. Like,
yeah.
Like, that rabbit hole is deep. So if you ever get the itch to want to go see if the 9/11 towers were an inside job, it's a pretty nutty rabbit hole. I'll just say that now.
MAGA, MF4, wait, the earth isn't flat? Oh, shit. How come I don't roll off? I love it. I love it. Why don't I roll off? Because of magical space lasers. No, I tell you what, guys, if you enjoy like the conspiracy world and such, or like people debunking them too, I love some YouTube channels like Sci-Man Dan. Professor Dave Explains does a lot of great content around that. Who's another one? Creaky Blinder, Team Skeptic. Yep. Oh man, dude, it is some entertaining stuff, because there are so many funny off-par beliefs out there, and you can kind of see where it comes from in history. But these guys do a great job of kind of comically debunking these things and going over them. Like Simon Dad, I've been following for years, dude. It's just fantastic. Please tell your friend to go into the rabbit hole of David Grush. Oh yeah,
I already know that one.
Oh, you know that one. All right, yes.
Yeah, I already know that one. Haven't been there yet. I've thought about it. No.
Are you ready for that rabbit hole?
Please visit again.
All right, let's go. Oh yeah, we've made about 600 words. I just had a stroke. 700,000 AUEC in these missions. I think I'm on my last drop off.
Yep.
By Genie, here we come.
Another crazy thing too is if you look at like our Navy's got all these new like state-of-the-art railguns that we've been procuring over the years, but have you noticed that like magically, like 15 years ago, railgun tech was just absolutely abysmal. Like, it wasn't even viable. Like, we were burning up magneton coils, like,
Oh yeah. Yep.
after every shot. And then magically, like 2 years ago, we've got a functioning one, and it works perfectly fine. It's like, what? Wait a minute. Like,
Sounds like an
that-
engineering breakthrough.
yeah, but it wasn't even, like, talked about. Like, there was nothing. It was just like, up, they suck. Up, it works. Like, what?
Yeah, that is a little weird. That would have me kind of tilting my eyebrows as well. Can totally recommend the newest video from Everyday Astronaut about the moon landings. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, he did a full deep dive, comprehensive video on that. I love Tim Dodd. He is awesome. Actually, one of his buddies is a buddy of mine, Ben Sullins. Yeah, I never got the chance to actually meet Tim. And also, guys, Joe Scott, Answers with Joe. Joe Scott, another fantastic YouTube channel that gets into a whole bunch of really cool, crazy educational stuff. Frisk says Hollywood wanted to film the moon landings on location because it was cheaper. Facts. I like that. Plus 7 million AUEC after unloading 1,100 ice off of a whole sea manually. Woo! Jeez, that's a bit of a task.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you like U.S. History behind like certain people, and even not just U.S. history too, like World War II lore, and he also does really good at like company breakdowns too, like all the big companies that you buy stuff from, like Chick-fil-A and Starbucks and stuff. I think it's a Fat Electrician or the Fat Files. Man, he does a fantastic job with like company breakdowns. He did one for like Arizona Tea, and it was absolutely amazing.
Good shit. Love all the recommendations. What a randomly fun, productive live stream. Chatting about all kinds of crazy stuff. I love this.
Yeah.
The stories you don't imagine to get into. Yeah, I am, for anybody in the chat, just to let you know, I am such a space and science geek. Like, we can get into the weeds on scientific discoveries, black hole cosmology, all kinds of stuff if we're not careful. So, just a forewarning. I can go full astro nerd mode in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it happens very quick. Expanse is the best sci-fi show when it comes to space traversal, period.
Oh yeah, they got orbital mechanics right. I love it, dude. There's not really many shows that have gotten into that. Like, I love Star Trek. I grew up with it. I'll always love it. But it is atmospheric flight in space.
Yes. Yes. I mean, they did get the fact that you would need to have to create a warp bubble to travel at light speed. They did get that right.
I do like that.
You'd have to be in a quantum bubble of some sort to stop the time distortion that would happen upon that, whole, thing.
And to even get around the speed light barrier because you're moving space instead of actually moving within space.
Correct.
Yup.
So they did a lot of things right when they absolutely were clueless. When you think about it, in the 60s, nobody knew what like quantum physics and quantum mechanics were, so they got a lot right for being blind.
Yep.
In the grand scheme of things, which is pretty wild. But there's a lot of it that absolutely just does not, jive within like the actual ideological principle of it working.
Oh, I just realized we got lucky, man. I wasn't paying attention to quantum fuel alerts, and I'm down to 457k of quantum fuel. Like, I would not have survived another jump. But we did it. 11 contracts. Holy cow. No problems, no hiccups. 11 contracts completed while stacking on the whole sea. And now I'm debating just going and bed logging out of this thing. Oh.
Nice.
There we go. No, I got the docking node to appear. So I'm actually going to try to touch down. Let's see if we can end the night with actually docking. Oh, man, I'm so excited for what this thing's going to be able to do now.
Just imagine taking on a bounty and then filling it up with nothing but scrap and medical supplies, and then taking it to a station and being able to auto-unload it and sell all of it.
That's what I want to test next, man. I don't know if it'll be PTU or live by the time we do that. And, whoa, hello, bye, docking node. Way too fast. Holy shit. turn around, go back. See Megan in the chat, I'm 58. When Elon caught the booster the first time, I actually cried. Same. I'm not even gonna front. I cried. I made my kids come in and watch it. They were like, meh. Couldn't wait to get back to their games. Oh my god. That's like my customers reacting to the self-driving. I'm like, yeah, not bad for a self-driving car, huh? Because it just got them all the way to their destination. Most of them just right over their head. They're like, yeah, cool. I'm like, do you realize what the car drove itself? And they just don't care. Like, it breaks my heart. I mean, the booster catch is way more crazy than that. But every time they catch it now, they're catching boosters like they've been doing it for 10 years. But now, unfortunately, Block 2 Starship can't make it to orbit. So they're trying to figure out the engineering problems with the Block 2, which they will. I mean, it's SpaceX. I'm not worried. But now they're catching boosters like it's yesterday's news, dude. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's funny how you guys saying that just reminds me of like a lot of what I do at work when it comes to like technical for automotive. People nowadays are so oblivious to the things going on around them, and it's like people have situational awareness, but they don't have enough situational awareness to go, that tech is actually really awesome that it just got me to where I needed to go, and I just had to pay, I don't know what the average Uber price is, but let's just say $15 to go where I needed to go, and the guy who was doing it didn't have to do anything. Like, that's amazing in the grand scheme of things. That's one step closer to us having, better tech for a lot of different things.
Yep, and just, safer, less congested traffic because you don't have all these self-drive or all these manually driven Uber and Lyft taxis going around with these crazy ass drivers because, man, they are crazy. I did want to say, man, Lewis, I appreciate that big time. I hope that I continue to be somebody you enjoy. And yeah, I mean, I'm also like, I'll let you know right now, I'm a big SpaceX, Tesla, and Elon fan. Politics aside, this channel will never like aim to get into politics and stuff, so we can leave that at the door and enjoy our space game. Feel free to leave comments or message me about that stuff too. I don't mind. I've got an actual channel that's going to be dedicated to the whole like political and two-way stuff on a different front, but I don't want to pull anybody into that space that doesn't want to be dragged into this conversation because things are crazy. But separate from that, I am always following SpaceX, Tesla, Elon, all the crazy Neuralink, Boring Company, you name it, and I'm there, dude, because it's life-changing engineering, technology, everything going forward, and it is right up my alley. And I'm having a whole lot of fun chatting and talking with everybody. But I need to go. So it is after 5. I gotta go hit the gym. I will be back streaming on Thursday, same time. And I'll be just getting more content, more videos coming out. We'll see. 4.1's coming up soon. I really appreciate the views from everybody. I'm not gonna bother doing the whole raid out this time because it's already 5:07. But yeah, I will catch you guys